Hey kiddos, welcome back to the YouTube channel after so long. I welcome you all on this beautiful channel, Grow with Jess, where you can learn English for absolutely free. And today we'll be covering this topic that is known as why you really can't speak in English when you can understand English very well whenever you listen it, whenever you read it, whenever you watched a movie, or whenever you have anything sorted, vocal, visual of English, but you just can't speak it from your own mouth. When it comes to speaking, you're just boom, like it's all gone, like you go completely blank, and it's absolutely okay. So we will be learning how you can improve it, why it happens, and what needs to be done to correct it. So stay tuned. So let's just address it. The major cause or the reason that a lot of people struggle to speak in English or speak in any language confidently has to be fear. Just let's admit it. The only thing that limits you is your own fear. Now, it comes in various forms: the fear of judgment, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of, being the silly one, or being the one who has the lowest data of vocabulary, of, knowledge of grammar, everything that sum up to, of being the perfect one. Let me just say it aloud: language has no rules. You gotta be just confident, and you just have to be yourself, to express yourself. Languages were meant to be, were meant to connect, people all around the world, and English is just doing its work of connecting people. It's mere a language, you know that was made for connecting people. So just forget that you have to be perfect in being able to express yourself. Like, you just need to, your message to be delivered. That's it. It's basically somebody, you send your message to the, to the person. They encode the data or the message behind it, they decode the data, they have an answer, they give it back to you as a format of answer, that is a statement or anything else. So just keep this smaller thing in mind. It's all just so easy. Just forget about being judged, because no one is judging you. And let me tell you a secret: we struggle here a lot in the mental world, or we keep on overthinking a lot, overestimating, or over evaluating everything even before we speak. But in reality, a lot of people are actually very considerate, very insightful, they are very kind. They would let you, complete you what you're trying to say, and they would understand what you're trying to say, and they'll be just kind enough that you're actually trying. They will appreciate whether that you're trying to actually speak even without that fear. It's all just that, that confidently speaking, that I know that I just want you to know that what I'm trying to say. I want you to know that what is the message needs to be, delivered correctly. That's it. Don't It doesn't have to be so exaggerating. And majorly, if I say in the beginning, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just forget if there's a word called perfect. It's all imperfect, and then again the word says itself, I am perfect, because there are no rules in language. That's the first thing that you need to understand. Often, afraid of making mistakes, because we have this fear that if we make the mistakes, people will judge us, they will categorize us, they will divide us in some sort of, like, okay, these are nerds, these are super foolish people, these are extreme fools because they can't speak English. There is no such division. Instead, people would just, people are actually trying to be kind and considerate about these all little things. As a person also, it's my responsibility to, or it's just a kind consideration or a moral value, that I make sure that you don't feel embarrassed or bad about just expressing yourself or expressing what you're trying to say. The thing that mistakes are, they can be a little, sometimes they can be a little embarrassing or intimidating, or sometimes kind of make you feel bad about saying something. But there's one trick that's a very small trick. It's the oldest trick to exist, and it has to be laughing on your mistakes. Trust me, nothing makes a room full of people much easier than just laughing out loud. And just like laughing eases you down, it would just calm you down. You will realize it and you will have a better way of learning it, because when you cry about it, it's better way. Like, you don't have to cry about it just because you made a mistake. Mistakes are meant, like, they are an essential part of knowing how much progress you're doing. Like, if you don't do mistakes, you will never know that how much, like, how far you have come. You will realize with the mistakes that you're actually doing well. They are a proof of you doing well. So just don't be afraid of mistakes. And speaking is a skill that will eventually be improved. It won't be improved overnight or like just in a flinch. Just keep on practicing and you will eventually improve it. It will take time. It is a skill. It will definitely take time, but over the time you will realize that every day learning, you adding that one word to your vocabulary, improving your grammar, improving your pronunciation was worth it. Now let's begin on discussing how we can actually improve the speaking ability. Number one is creating more practice opportunities. Now you don't have to just like search for clubs, or like search for, you have to go back to school for like debate competition or speech competition. You could just initiate a conversation whenever you think that they will be able to understand you. Or you could be in the gym, you could be in the your office, or anywhere, even at a local grocery shop. You could just talk to some stranger about a product, or like you could just talk to the cashier. It's really that easy. You just have to create more opportunity for yourself. On number two, we have vocabulary. Now, I'm not saying just mug up 100 words a day, or like do like 50 words a day. You could just add simply 5 words a day and then revise it, like in a week. Just follow this little plan. You have 7 days in a week, so from Monday to Saturday you learn. Every day you learn 5 words, and so that you have 6 into 5 as 30. You have 30 words now. On the 7th day, on the Sunday, don't learn any new word, just revise those 30 words and you're good to go. And just with over the time, just keep on revising or revisiting all the words that you have learned, and you will eventually have a good vocabulary. And most importantly, it's not just remembering is enough. You have to actually be consistent with the usage of those words. Just try using them in a random place, or in the most common daily conversation. You could just initiate that word, or like even you could share with your family. That really helps, like to share this, like, oh, I learned this new word. Or just whenever you're talking to your friend or your parents, or like anyone in your family, or like that could have a conversation with you in English, just use that word. They will also, like if they don't know, like you'll tell about them, so you will have a better memory of remembering that word, and it won't just vanish. Like, on number third, we have setting goals. Now, setting goals is really important, because you don't want to burden yourself, or you just don't want to do nothing at all. Setting goals and setting rational goals. I will emphasize on being rational or practical, because you just really, we all have like busy and super packed lives, in which that we have almost like super hectic schedules, bad daily routines. So it's very important to set practical goals that can be actually implemented, rather than just writing it down in a notebook or a diary or just your notes app. So it's really important that you make practical plans that can be actually implemented, because you already know how much time you've got, how much time you can actually extract from your daily life, and that matters. So just make practical goals and implement those plans, because that will actually help you like execute those plans, because that's important. Because on a paper, a plan is not a plan, it's just a goal written. Just make a checklist of you actually complete your goals. Fourth, we have overcome your shyness. Please guys, this has to be the most, it could be a little intimidating for a lot of guys, but this can be actually like, it could be, you can eliminate your shyness over the time by taking few steps daily, and just practicing with people, and just come out of your comfort zone, because there is nothing, or just stop living in the comfort zone, like rigiding or constraining your body over there, because you need to come out of your comfort zone to be able to overcome your shyness. Otherwise you would just struggle to carry the confidence, that enthusiasm of speaking English. Here are 3 ways you can actually try practicing. Number one, we have language apps. There are so many language apps available. You can get it on Apple Store, Play Store, or just Google about it. So you will get to know what are the major apps that are out there teaching and for practicing, for like speaking, reading, and you gotta have a better platform than that. Number second, we have language clubs. Now there are so many clubs available. If they aren't actually available as a physical form, as a physical center, then you can actually try on like different social media platforms. They have a lot of language clubs. You can actually find partners that have the same goal as you, and they're like willing to learn any language, particularly English if you're saying. So you can look forward to online language groups and clubs. This one really helps. Then the number third is that try practicing with native speakers, because they will actually help you, like they can help you with the pronunciation, not as in form to teach you, but you can just observe, grab all those points, all those hints, all that pronunciation, that tone, that intonation of speech, and could just implement it in your own. And that is pretty much it. Now, remember, the most important thing is not to overwork yourself. Remember to celebrate your small success. Now, it could be anything, like if you now know 30 words and you actually remember those 30 words, you've been using them. Now you have 30 words in your vocabulary, and so you could just celebrate by giving yourself a little treat, and that's like like a little a pat on your back, like you did a really good job, or you could just enjoy it in your own way. Now, celebrating small success actually helps with increasing self-esteem, self-motivation, helps you with that overburdening, helps with overburdening yourself with learning. You could also journal about it, so that you know how you're progressing each day. And you could also try sharing your success to your friends, family, or relatives, or any person that you know with. And this actually helps. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.